So this I'm going to explain the specialty of this session. Okay. So this is meant for the quick revision for JEE Advanced. I mean, in essence, what it means is we are going to revise the problem solving techniques, the shortcuts which should be employed, especially for exam like JEE Advanced. So there should be a trade-off between the time and techniques. We cannot cover both at the same time. So we'll be getting away with the laborious calculations, which we think are trivial for all the students. Of course, it should be, because if that was not the case, you would have not cleared JEE main. So the main emphasis would be on techniques, how to identify which technique to use and everything. Okay. Now, let's start. And today we are going to do sequence and series. I mean, both arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression, their summation, all the formulas involved, you know, how to use them and stuff. First question, let's start with this. Let bi be greater than 1 for I belongs to, 1 to 101. Suppose log b1, log b2, so on, so log bn, log b101 are in arithmetic progression with the common difference log 2. And you're given another sequence of numbers which are also in AP, and it's also given that a1 is b1, the first term is the same, and the middle terms are also the same. Now, if t is the sum of the first arithmetic progression, s is the sum of the second arithmetic progression, then which of the following of 4 options are correct? So firstly, I think we would have known this. So if log of some sequence is an arithmetic progression, then they are in GPY, because, okay, b2, log of b2 minus log e to the base b1. This is same as saying log e b3 minus log e b2. But by formula of logarithms, you know that this is same as log e of b2 by b1 equal to log e of, Okay, I think this is not so clear, right? 1 minute, let me change the ink color to white. Yeah, I think now it's okay. Yeah, now it's much more clear. Yeah, now log you can cancel. Log of something means, okay, there's nothing like that, but we're using the property that if log x equal to log y, then x equal to y. You cannot cancel log like that. It's not a factor, but as a matter of convention, I'm saying that. So now b2 by b1 equal to b3 by b2, which is a definition of a geometric progression. So that means b1, b2, so on, so are in GP. I think this should be trivial for you, but anyway, just for sake of completion, we'll do it. Now you see, if t is sum of all b, sum of bi still I equal to 51, not till 101. So what is t? So t equal to b1 plus so on, so b51. What is this? First term into r, the common ratio. The common ratio is 2, because if the common difference is log 2, common ratio is 2. So 2 power n minus 1, so n is 51, so 50 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 equal to b into 2 power 50 minus 1. Okay, this is t. Now let's go to s. S is arithmetic progression, you know that. So we know the formula for direct formula is there, 51 by 2 into a1 plus a51. But you see, a1 is same as b1, a51 is same as b51, so which is same as a51 by 2 into b1 plus b51. This is 51 by 2 into b1 plus b1 into 2 power 50, right? Because bi's are in GP. Obviously, s is greater than t. So you can eliminate c and d. You don't even have to worry about it. So this is called option elimination, which comes handy in JEE. Now we should verify if a101 is greater than b101 or the other way around. Now what is a101? See, a101 is a1 plus 100 into d, correct? b101 is b1 plus 100 into d. Yeah, this is dA and this is okay, sorry, they are in GP, right? I'm sorry, I forgot that. b1 into 100 d power 100 common ratio, yeah, into 2 power 100. You see, generally you can simplify, you can do all those things, but generally as a rule of thumb, remember this: exponents are much greater than linear functions. You see, here is where you get Do you all know exponent graphs? It increases like this. Linear graph increases much slowly. This is much higher than linear graph. You know that, right? I mean, the derivative itself you can compare. Here, A101 is linear, but B101 is exponential. Even if you solve, you can do the entire computation, you'll get the same answer. But what I'm saying is, without second thought, once you see exponent, you can directly mark this option. Even if you compute, you can check the final answer. It's B101 is greater than A101. But to save time, which is the main goal of this session, I'm telling you this technique. You know the graph of exponents which you draw like this, right? Exponents increases much higher, but linear is like this. You can also see it using derivative, how they are increasing. What does it f dash of x stand for? How fast the function is changing, right? So what is the derivative of 2 power 100? 2 power 100 into log 2. What is the derivative of this? It's just 100. How big is 2 power 100 compared to 100? 2 power 7 itself is 128 compared to 2 power 100. And log 2 is greater than 1. This is much higher than 100. So what I'm saying is, do not waste your time on computing what A101 is and B101. You'll get the same answer. But when you see exponent, without any second thought, that would be greater. This is a trick. So please don't waste your time and put option B as the answer. Okay. Next, we'll come to question. And please ask me any doubts. Okay. Or if you do not understand why that is greater, or if you do not understand any technique, please let me know. In any question by the end of the session. Now we are using another, we are come to the second question. So now it says what? Okay, so yeah. Okay, so whatever. Sum of the first n terms of AP is Cn square. Correct? Now you see, we all know this logic, right? The nth term is sum of the first n terms minus sum of the first n minus 1 terms. This is trivial to see because a1 to an minus a1 to an minus 1 will give you an. So this is Cn square minus Cn minus 1 whole square. What is this? C into 2n minus 1 whole square. Okay. Now you see. Okay, there is no square. So Cn square minus, yeah. Now you see T of n whole square equal to C square into 2n minus 1 whole square. Summation this from n equal to 1 to say some capital N, which they are asking. Now you see, you can expand this by a minus b whole square formula. What is that equal to? Summation c square into 4n square minus 4n plus 1. Correct? So now, 1 minute. I think this is, yeah. 1 minute. Okay, sorry. Now you see, you can write the same thing as summation of c square 4n square minus summation of 4n plus summation of c square. This is all easy, no? I mean, you can directly write this as c square 4c square into summation n square minus 4 times summation n plus c square n. Why c square, c square, c square? This is being added n times, right? So c square n. Now you are all aware of the formula of sum of squares till n terms, sum of first n natural numbers. You just have to plug in that. So once you do that, you get option C as the answer. Now you see, what is the logic we have used? So this type of, remember carefully, okay? This type of logic is asked multiple times in JEE, where you are not explicitly given the nth term of a series, but you'll have to find the nth term by using some other logic. In this case, it is the sum of first n terms. In the GP, they might sometimes give you the quotient. So then you'll have to multiply 2 quotients to get the required middle term. So you see, there is no common technique to be done, but you should think of how to get the nth term, because you see, if you do not get the nth term, you can never solve the problem. But how do you relate the information which is given in the question to the nth term? That is, you should somehow write nth term in terms of this. In this case, it is easy, s of n minus s of n minus 1. Sometimes it might be tough. I think in past 2015 or 16, there was some more complicated question. We'll see that next. But this is a logic. You will not always be given directly the nth term. You will have to find out using some other technique. Remember that. This is also one of the most interesting problem in JEE. You are given Sn equal to 2 to 4n. I mean, summation runs from 2 to 4n. Now you see, there is no way none of us have ever seen this formula ever in previously, right? So in such cases, what you should do is first write first few terms. Like you cannot obviously do not know what n is. If n is 1000, you'll have to write till 4000 terms. But just to know how the pattern is changing, write it to at least 4 or 5 terms. Then you yourself will know how to solve the problem. Now, how does the form? How is this? I mean, so first when you put n equal to 1, you get what? Minus 1 square. Next, minus 1 whole power 2 into 3 by 2. So minus 1 whole power 3. So minus 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square minus 5 square minus 6 square plus 7 square plus 8 square. It goes on this way. You see, there is a reason they have given 4n. They could have given 4n plus 1, 4n plus 2, or maybe 3n. Why did they only give 4n? There comes the logic and intelligence of JEE paper setting. Because you see, once you identify the pattern, minus minus plus plus, minus minus plus plus, you see for every 4 numbers, this pattern is repeating. Exactly. So they want you to help. They want to help you. Minus 4n minus 3 whole square minus 4n minus 2 whole square plus 4n whole square. 4n minus 1 whole square plus 4n square. Only if the upper limit is a multiple of 4, you can get a closed form expression. Otherwise, you'll have to do some extra complicated things, which they didn't want. So this choosing and this upper limit to be 4n will simplify your life. Okay, fine. We now know the pattern, but there is no standard formula for this also. Had everything been plus, we know sum to 4n squares of 4n natural numbers is n into n plus 1 and 2n plus 1 by 6. Just put n equal to 4n, you'll get the answer. But that's not the case here. No, the sign is flipping. See again, look at the pattern carefully. What is 3 square minus 1 square? 4 square minus 2 square. They are not equal. But you see, there comes the logic. A square minus b square equal to a minus b into a plus b. A plus b need not coincide, but a minus b is coinciding because 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 2 is also 2. 7 minus 5 is 2, 8 minus 6 is also 2. Similarly, 4n minus 1 minus 4n minus 3 is 2, 4n minus 4n minus 2 is also 2. So this a minus being constant for all the terms. A plus b is changing. That will not matter. You'll see now why. Okay, firstly, what is 3 square minus 1 square? That is 2 into 3 plus 1 plus what is 4 square minus 2 square? 2 into 2 plus 4 plus 2 into 5 plus 6 plus 2 into 7 plus 8, so on, so plus 2 into 4n minus 1 plus 4n. Now you see, if you simplify it a bit more, you can write the same thing as 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, so on, so forth. Correct? Now you see this is a standard form, sum of 4n natural numbers. We all know the direct formula for it. What is that? This is same as 4n into 4n plus 1. This is the logic. Once you do this, obviously, which number is a product of 4n times 4n plus 1? It should be a multiple of 4 and multiple of 4 plus 1. That's it. So obviously, once you factorize, you get 1056 and 113. 1332 was the answer, but that's not the issue. The main issue is how to come to this point. Once you get this, simple prime factorization, even 8th class student can do that. But how do you think you should get? So let's revise, okay, what we have done. Firstly, none of us have seen this type of formula. We just know summation of k square. That's the only formula, you know, and we know summation of k. So then, since we had no idea how to proceed, what we had done was we have written first few terms. See, if we had not written the sum till 8, do you think we would have known that 4 minus 2 is 4 and 3 minus 2 is also 3 minus 1 is also 2? Hence, you can write it in this form. No. So always remember in JEE, whenever they give you a complicated sequence, please write down till first for some 8 terms or 9 terms. Then you yourself will understand what is the pattern. Once the pattern is clear, you might have to think. Here it's 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. That was the pattern. So obviously, we did that and we got the answer. So that is a logic in this. I mean, whenever you see something some unknown or complicated pattern, write first few terms, then automatically you will know how to proceed. Many students do not do that. That's the reason. So okay, who raised the hand? Is there some doubt? Somebody raise the hand. Please ask me if you have any doubt. Harshad Mehta or somebody. Okay, maybe I assume there is no doubt. Okay, I'm continuing with the problem. Fine. Yeah. Now we are in the passage type questions. Okay. Actually, passage type questions are quite rarely asked in JEE, especially on this topic. Generally, passage type questions are reserved for geometry, parabola, hyperbola, and those kind of things. But anyway, since we have to cover all the models, we have chosen this one. This was the only question we got on passage. Next. So VR is the sum of first R terms of an arithmetic progression whose first term is R and the common difference is R minus 1. Okay. Using this information, let's first compute what VR is. So how many terms? First R terms. So n by 2 will be R by 2 into R. First term is R. So plus what is that to rth term, the first term plus last term, right? Rth term will be A plus R minus 1 into 2R minus 1. What is this? R by 2 into 2R plus R minus 1 into 2R minus 1. Okay. Yeah. So this is, we haven't used any technique. It's just a standard formula we know. Now when you simplify this, it's easy, right? Just multiply them. 1 by 2 into 2R cube minus R square plus R. You can get this. I mean, it's just a matter of multiplying and cancelling the terms. Okay. Now what is to be done? Now isn't this easy? Now what is summation of, okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay. Now you see, now what is summation of VR? It is summation of R cube minus R square by 2 summation plus R by 2. See, you know some of the cubes of first R terms, R natural numbers. Here R is running from, see, look at the question. R is running from, yeah, R is running from 1, 2, so on, so n, correct? So obviously, okay, Aman, I could speak in Hindi, but I'm not sure if everybody would understand. तो ठीक है, मैं कभी कभी बीच में कोई लॉजिक वगैरह है तो हिंदी में तो बोलूंगी, लेकिन बोलूंगा, सॉरी, इवन माय हिंदी इज वेरी बैड, ओके, बट शायद तुम्हें समझ में आते हैं. ओके, once I complete the problem, I will discuss what it means. Okay, I'll also discuss in Hindi. Fine. Okay, so now you see this is same as ठीक है. Okay, excuse me if my Hindi is very bad. Okay, it is. This is summation of R cube minus half into summation of R square plus half into summation of R. R running from 1 to n, because that's what given in the question. Now, these are all standard formulas, right? Summation R equal to 1 to R cube, sum of cubes of first n natural numbers, sum of squares of first n natural numbers, sum of first n natural numbers. It's just the matter of plugging them in. And once you do that, which I'm not doing here because it's trivial, it's just computation. We are here to discuss techniques. You will find option B to be the correct answer. So the logic is, how do you use the summation and formulas correctly? Okay, तो अमन आपके लिए तो मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ फिर एक बार. तो पहले हम ये कर रहे हैं कि समेशन ऑफ फर्स्ट आर टर्म्स का फॉर्मूला जो स्टैंडर्ड है उसमें हम लिख रहे हैं, ये वीआर का ये डेफिनेशन लिख रहे हैं हम. उसके बाद हम उसको सिंप्लीफाई कर रहे हैं, जैसा कि इस फॉर्म में तो हमें पता नहीं है कैसे सॉल्व करना है प्रॉब्लम को, लेकिन अभी हमें जिस फॉर्म में ये मिला है, जिसमें क्यूब्स ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर्स इन्वॉल्व है, स्क्वायर्स ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर्स का फॉर्मूला इन्वॉल्व है, सम ऑफ फर्स्ट एंड नेचुरल नंबर्स का भी फॉर्मूला इन्वॉल्व है, जो हमें पता है. सम ऑफ क्यूब्स का भी हमें फॉर्मूला पता है, सम ऑफ स्क्वायर्स का भी हमें फॉर्मूला पता है, सम ऑफ नेचुरल नंबर्स का भी हमें फॉर्मूला पता है, लेकिन इस फॉर्म में जो इसमें है हमें कुछ पता नहीं है कैसा सिंप्लीफाई करना है। तो हम इस फॉर्म में लाने के लिए तो ये पूरा कोशिश किया, एक बार इसमें आ गया तो बाकी करना कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ इसको फॉर्मूला यहाँ पे सब्स्टिट्यूट करो, जो हमें याद है आर क्यूब का फॉर्मूला याद है, आर स्क्वायर का फॉर्मूला याद है, आर का भी फॉर्मूला याद है, उसको सब्स्टिट्यूट करके सिंप्लीफाई करो, तुम्हें ऑप्शन बी आंसर मिलेगा। ठीक है, समझ में आया? ओके ओके ओके, now yeah, now you see that is a level 1. In fact, this question, okay, is a very famous question. Now you see VR denotes the first term. Okay, now TR equal to VR plus 1 minus VR. But what is this? R cube minus R square by 2 plus R by 2. This is VR, no? Okay, this is VR. Okay, 1 minute. I'll put this in the bracket. This is VR. Just because I don't forget it, okay? So now what will this be? R plus 1 whole cube minus R cube, and VR plus 1 means what? Plus R square minus of R plus 1 whole square by 2, and this will be plus half because R plus 1 by 2 minus R by 2 is half. Now if you simplify this, you get what? 3R square plus 2R minus 1. Oh, sorry. Yeah. See, again, we are not using anything new. We are just, once you simplify VR, once you get a closed form expression for VR, everything else just follows. But the disadvantage of such question is, if you go wrong in computing VR, everything else goes wrong, no matter how correctly you perform the computations. So now that, so be careful, okay? Such linkage questions, which one question is linked to the other, you always make the correct, you always get the correct answer at least for the first question, because that will follow, that will have a cascading effect. So TR equal to 3R square plus 2R minus 1. This is the closed form expression for TR. Now obviously see, okay, what are the roots of this? This is 2R plus 1 into R minus 1, I guess. Let me just check. Okay, 3R plus 1 into R minus 1, what will it give? 3R square minus 3R plus R. Okay, plus 1 minus 1. Okay, now 3R square, yeah, 3R square is there, plus 3R minus R. Okay, so this is same as 3R minus 1 into R plus 1. Got it? Eraser. Now you see how to identify the correct option. Should this always be an odd number? Need not be, right? If you choose R equal to odd, this entire thing will be even, because 3 times odd is odd, odd minus 1 is even, odd plus 1 is also even. Okay, so if R is odd, this entire term is even. So this is not the correct option. It cannot even be even also, because if you choose R equal to even, you get even minus 1 is odd, even plus 1 is odd into odd is odd. So this is also not wrong, not correct. Is it a prime number? Definitely not, because it's already staringly product of two numbers. So the only correct option is option D, which is it is a composite number. ठीक है, जिसको हिंदी में चाहिए, मैं बोल रहा हूँ, हमको जो VR में क्लोज फॉर्म का एक्सप्रेशन आया वो हमें सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहे हैं, हमको अंत में ये मिला, तो शायद ये तीनों ऑप्शंस नहीं हो सकते, क्योंकि स्पेशल केस ऑफ आर, अगर R इक्वल टू इवन लगाए तो R इक्वल टू इवन लगाए तो ऑप्शन बी नहीं होगा, ऑप्शन बी फेल होगा, R इक्वल टू ऑड है तो ऑप्शन ए नहीं होगा। क्लियरली ये प्राइम नहीं है, क्योंकि ये प्रोडक्ट ऑफ टू डिफरेंट नंबर्स है, तो जो बचा है वो ऑप्शन डी है, इसलिए ऑप्शन डी ही आंसर है, क्योंकि वो सिर्फ कॉम्पोजिट नंबर ही है, कुछ बाकी कुछ भी हम उसके बारे में बता नहीं सकते। ठीक, cool. Okay, so what is that we got, man? 3R square plus 2R minus 1. Okay. Now TR equal to 3R square plus 2R minus 1. Now QR equal to TR plus 1 minus TR, which is same. Once you simplify, you get it as 6R plus 5. Obviously, this is a, I mean, you should just check. Okay. These are in AP, right? Because you see QR plus 1 minus QR, what do you get? 6. QR plus 2 minus QR plus 1. This is also 6. So obviously these two are same. I mean, for any of these two hold. So obviously this is a common difference and QR are in arithmetic progression. So option B is the correct option. तो इसमें कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ वही रिपीट कर रहे हैं जो टीआर का हमें मिला, वो क्यू आर इक्वल टू टी आर प्लस 1 माइनस टी आर किया, यही मिला। तो हम वेरीफाई कर रहे हैं क्योंकि सब ऑप्शंस में एपी है, तो पहले हम वेरीफाई ये करना है कि ये एपी तो है ही होगा, क्योंकि हाँ वो पहले हम वेरीफाई करेगा कि एपी है कि नहीं। कैसे वेरीफाई करेगा? क्यू आर प्लस 1 माइनस क्यू आर और क्यू आर प्लस 2 माइनस क्यू आर प्लस 1 दोनों सेम आना है, वो सेम वैल्यू जो आते हैं वही कॉमन डिफरेंस है। तो हम ये कर रहे हैं कि हमें वो कॉमन डिफरेंस पता चले। हमें एपी पता है लेकिन कॉमन डिफरेंस पाई है कि 11 है कि वो पता नहीं है। वो पता करने के लिए हमने ये स्टेप किया था जिसमें हमें पता किया कॉमन डिफरेंस इज 6। ऑब्वियसली ऑप्शन बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर। Okay, now this is one of the most interesting question. Okay, very thoughtful question among all the questions that we are doing today. A1, A2, A3, so on, so A100 be in arithmetic progression with A1 equal to 3 and SP. Okay, that means you're given arithmetic progression and the first term is 3. You're not given the common difference. In fact, that is what you're asked to find out. So what you're given is you're given M equal to phi n, and you need to, you're also given that Sm by Sn doesn't depend on n. Now what is Sm? M equal to phi n means what? M by 2 into what is A? A is 3 plus M minus 1 into D plus 3, last term plus first term into this thing, right? N by 2, 3 plus N minus 1 into D plus 3. Cancel this. M equal to phi n, so you can write this as same. This entire expression would also be equal to phi times 3 plus, I mean, you can add 3 and 3, no? 3 and 3, yeah. One unnecessary complicated life. Plus M equal to phi n, so phi n minus 1 times D by 6 plus N minus 1 into D. Here comes a very, very important technique which you need to know. Now they're saying that this is independent of N. Okay. Now this is same as saying 6 plus, see, always whenever you have such thing, make sure that the numerator is a constant, where you have a number plus some simplified term. So how do what do I mean by that? You can write the numerator as 6 plus 4n minus 1 into D, sorry, n minus 1 into D plus 4nd, correct? These two are same because phi and D I'm writing it as this. Why specifically n and why not 2n minus 1 into D plus 3nd? That will also add up to 5nd. Oh, you have doubt and you cannot unmute yourself. I don't know because I do not know much about the technical committee. What's your name? Aman Mehta. You cannot unmute yourself and you have a doubt. I don't know what is to be done. I think the technical committee will take. Can you please contact the technical committee? Just mail them, they'll look into it. Okay. See, why are we just taking n minus 1 and 4n here? We can all obviously take 3n here and 2n here. That will also add up to 5. Because I'm just taking this special case because the denominator can be cancelled now. That is exactly what I need. Now you see this is same as say 1 plus 4nd by 6 plus n minus 1. It is much simpler to work with this than to work with this entire big expression. Now what happens? Now you see that that is same thing can be written as 1 plus 4d by, okay, 6 by n plus d minus d by n. Okay, I'm just bringing n down. Now you see, okay, please ask the question in the chat box, someone. Oh, +3 फर्स्ट में कैसे है? This is the mth term, no? mth term का फॉर्मूला क्या है? a1 plus m minus 1 into d plus a1. Summation फॉर्मूला क्या है? Sum till n terms, n by 2 into a1 plus an, right? Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, an is this, am is the mth term, हमने ये लिखा है, लेकिन a1 का भी लिखना है ना, वो a1 3 है, वहां पे दिया है. Okay, okay, fine, understood. Okay, now you see this expression which I have written here must be independent of n, means what? The terms which has n must be 0. That means 6 minus d must be 0. Why? If 6 equal to 3, these two will get cancelled and there is no dependence on n. So d must be equal to 6. If d is equal to 6, what is a2? a2 is simply a1 plus d, which is 3 plus 6, which is 9. This is a very nice problem which is asked in JEE. So how do we know that you should do all these things? See, always whenever they say this is independent or this is not dependent, what most people do is they say take the derivative and all those things. Yeah, you can do that, but see, the time is a big constraint. You would have still been stuck in doing differentiation if you do not do this technique. Now what have we done? I have separately excluded, try to get the terms which do not contain n as many as possible. यहाँ पे मैंने क्या किया, ये बहुत लंबा था, this is quite big, so I simplified it. I simplified it so that I can just get a term which has only n. Now what I have done, I have brought n to denominator. See, the thing is, if you know n, this also depends on n, this also depends on n, this also depends on it, you do not know which one, which effect counteracts other one. If you know only this term is dependent on n, that means what? Something should be done to only this term so that this entire thing is independent of n. So always think like this. Always try to minimize the terms containing n. So that, see, now you know there is no effect of 4d on n. The only, okay, hi Rana, oh my god. There is no effect of n on 4d. The only way place n is affecting is 6 by n minus d by n. That's why we could say 6 equal to d. If you had this big expression, you had no clue how n is affecting. So always try to minimize the number of terms in which you can see n. Then the answer will be simplified. So that is the logic you should learn. Okay, I hope. Okay. Next. Okay, so now a1, a2, a3, so on, so a11 be real numbers satisfying a1 equal to 15 and a2 is less than 27 by 2, then ak. Okay, as I already told you, see, we already have another case. They never give it directly. Even if they don't, they'll give some hint alluding to it. Now what is the hint here? They said ak equal to 2 times ak minus 1 minus ak minus 2. Now this is same as saying ak minus 1 equal to ak minus 1 minus ak minus 2. This is true for all k. That means what? This is an arithmetic progression. So they did not directly give that a1, a2, a11 are in arithmetic progression, but they have given it via this relation. So next what you're supposed to do is, since they're arithmetic progression, then any term ak is a1 plus k minus 1 into d. You do not know what d is, but you know a1 is 15. 15 plus k minus 1 times d. Just to find d, you are given this. See, today's topic is on arithmetic progression, but I think next week we are planning to, I think in another 2 days, you will get calculus topics. Maybe then you can revise the topics, but as of now, I do not know. Yeah. So now you see, plug in AK here, plug in. Okay. AK equal to 15 plus K minus 1 into D. So just plug in the formula here and the sum of, square them, divide by 11 and equal to 19. Then you get D equal to minus 3. It's just computation, nothing thoughtful here. Now you see, obviously, if you plug in here, if you know the first term, you know the common difference, so that means you know all the terms. When you plug in here, you get the final answer to be 0. So there is nothing much to be done. The only thing is you'll have to understand that the arithmetic progression is given in terms of this equation. You're not directly given that AIs are in arithmetic progression, but you're given that via this equation. So, you know, indirectly giving you that. Once you identify that in arithmetic progression, nothing is to be done. You should just substitute here, do the formula, find D, which is equal to minus 3, and then substitute here, and you get 0. Okay, simple question. Once you identify the logic, of course. Next comes the 9th question. ABC are in AP, A square, B square, C square, B in GP. If A less than B less than C and A plus B plus C equal to 3/2, then the value of A is. Now, firstly, you know that if ABC are in AP, then 2B equal to A plus C, So substitute that here. You get what? A plus C is 2B, so 2B plus B equal to 3/2. So B equal to 1/2. Okay. Now, if B equal to 1/2, what is A? Do not know the common difference. It's half minus D. C equal to half plus D. Now you know that A square, to find D, they are also giving you that A square, B square, C square are in GP. So that means what? B square whole square equal to A square C square. Let's do it. So it's 1/16 or 1/2 power 4, right? Equal to half minus D into half plus D, this entire thing whole square. Now what can you say? That is 1/4 minus D square equal to plus or minus 1/2 square, that is 1/4. So see, okay, so that means what? 1/4 minus D square equal to plus or minus 1/4. Now you see, if this is plus 1/4, these two will get cancelled, get D equal to 0. That's not true. So this should be minus 1/4. So D square equal to 1/2, 1/4 plus 1/4, which says D equal to plus or minus 1/√2. Okay. Now you need to find the value of A. A is B minus D. Oh, A equal to half minus D, sorry. So A equal to half minus D. Okay. So half minus, okay. Yeah. So it's half minus 1/√2, no? Because half minus D equal to this thing. Okay. This is yet another interesting problem in this entire session. You see, if the first and 2n minus 1 terms of an AP, GP, HP are equal, then their nth terms are ABC respectively. There is a reason why they are only given 2n minus 1, because if had they changed this number, this question will not work. Let me tell you why. What is the average of 1 and 2n minus 1? It is n. So for AP, let this be A1 plus A2n minus 1/2 will give the nth term. Similarly, B1 into B2n minus 1 under root will give you Bn. Similarly, Hn equal to 2 times H1 into H2n minus 1 by H1 plus H2n minus 1. It's easy to see all these two are true. See, this only occurs for A1 and A2n minus 1 or A2 plus A2n minus 2, even in that case also. But they both should, the average of both of them must be n. Only in that cases this will hold true. Now we see all of them are equal. The A1 is B1 equal to H1. Why? Because the first terms are equal. A2n minus 1 equal to B2n minus 1 equal to H2n minus 1. Those are also equal because 2n minus 1 terms are also equal. Now we'll compute them, obviously, right? If all these are equal, what will say all of them are equal to some k, then an will be k, bn will be k, cn also will be k. All the three terms are equal, and obviously b square k square equal to k square, this is also true, and obviously arithmetic mean is greater than or equal to geometric mean is greater than or equal to harmonic mean, you know that. But k is also equal to an, so ak this also will hold. An greater than or equal to bn greater than or equal to hn, because they are all arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean of same pair of numbers. So this is the standard inequality. So option A, B, and D are the correct options. Okay. So you see, what have we done? We have used the arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and the standard inequality in this question. This is just using the definition of AM, GM, HM, AM and GM. This is just identifying that the given sequence follows an arithmetic this thing progression. Oh, how A is correct? 1 minute. Okay. You see, A1 equal to B1 equal to H1, right? If the first and 2n minus 1 terms of AP, GP, HP are equal, that means what? A1 equal to A2n minus 1 and B1 equal to B2n minus 1. C1 equal to C2n minus 1. Correct? When you substitute this, you get what? You just have to plug in here, right? Let this be equal to some A, B, C. Suppose then that means says, okay, are equal and their nth terms. Yeah. And they said all of these are also equal. Of AP, GP are equal. So they are all equal. I'm just saying that let that equal term be some K. If you put K plus K by 2 is K. K into K root is K. 2K square by K plus K is also K. So AN, HN, these nth terms are A, B, C. So obviously K, 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 no? A equal to K, B equal to K, and C is also equal to K. Okay? Okay, you understood. Fine. So you see, this question only holds when the average of the terms involved equals N. So this is easy. Okay, about the 9th question. So just let's revise what we have done. This is just identifying, just using the standard definition of AP, GP, HP. This is identifying that the sequence is in AP. And this was an important question. So always when you are asked about dependence or independent of N, try to get N in as many number of small terms as possible. Here N is distributed everywhere. You do not want that to happen. You should isolate N to a very small number of values, so that now it's easy to see here that if N is affecting this, it's only by 6 minus D. So if N should not affect, 6 minus D must be 0. Then N will vanish. You do not know which one to equate to 0 so that N can vanish here, right? So such type of things occur. The only thing to escape that is try to restrict it to as many small number of terms as possible. 6th one is just the standard formula, lengthy but standard formula. These 3 are passage, and yeah, this was one question where you had to struggle a bit. I mean, we had to write some 8 number of terms, 9 number of terms, identify the pattern, which was not direct, and finally we got the answer. So at such number of questions in JEE, always write terms to term 8 or 9 terms, so that you identify the pattern in which they are changing, and then you can do something about it. Next, second question is very trivial. It's just substituting Tn equal to this thing and stuff. Next, it is first question is also just using the standard formula, but the main point here was to identify that if log of a series is in AP, then the series is in GP. Okay, then we will stop the class here. Hope you all enjoyed this class. Bye.